It's Friday. We're gonna talk about what's sold. Yeah, it's Friday. I hope you sold something too. Yes, I really, really do. It's Friday.
Hi everyone, it's me. I'm here. I still have my back situation happening, and it's actually not really even my back. I've been to a couple of doctors. I've had some treatments and some adjustments. But what I did was actually have a rotated pelvis, an anterior tilt, if you will. How I did that was I was photographing for eBay, and I decided to sit on the floor. And then I had my big pile of things over here. So I was rotating and lifting to here, rotating and lifting to here. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. I'm never going to do it again. This has been probably the worst pain. Well, I know it's the worst pain I've had in a long time. I can't say ever. Who knows? But word to the wise, do not do that. I'm on muscle relaxers right now, so this might be really fun. Hopefully I can get through it. But let's get started. As you know, I'm going to tell you how much I paid for what the item is, how much I paid for the item, how much I sold it for, and then what my net profit is after we back out the eBay fees. Yeah, all that. I do want to thank Jonathan, my hero, publicly. He has done all the shipping this week. I mean, I've done a couple of things, but he has mostly taken it over because I just simply can't. So thank you, my love. You're the best. All right, let's go. This is a Garnet Hill sweater. It's beautiful wool cardigan, buttons on the front. You can see it's floral and pink. This one I picked up for $5.49. It sold for $22 because I took an offer because I've had this thing for a very long time, giving me a profit of $19.86. And that one took just over a year. I want to say it was 14 months for that one. And you know, Garnet Hill's great. Maybe it was just a style thing on that. I don't know. But this next one was really good. This is one of those American Standard. It's a pump that goes next to your pipes for the winter. No, it's not a pump. It's a heater for your pipes in the wintertime. This I paid $5 for, and it sold for $90. And you may remember that I actually have got 3 of those. So I still have 2 that could go out this winter. I would love that. My profit on that guy was $72.40, and that just took 3 months to sell. Okay, these are so fun. This is called an uli uli. They are feather rattles that they use in Polynesia, Hawaii, Tahiti, all those fun places there. These were actually kind of a rare pair because they were purple. Usually they are red and yellow. I picked these up for $18. They sold for $90, giving me a profit of $58.47. And that just took 2 days to sell. So I kind of wish I would have shot for more, but it did seem like that was on the high end of the going rate. And with the purple feathers, I did want to be on the high end for that. So those were fun. Totally buy those again. Okay, this one here, this is a vintage Angelica Fashions fur hat with the ear flaps and the bobbly bobs. This one I purchased for $4. It sold for $25, giving me a profit of $16.65, and it just took 3 months for that one to go. Okay, the last Rena pot. I love me some Rena. I'm now a huge fan of the Rena, and I will pick it up every time I see it. This was the 9.5-inch skillet. It's my last piece with a lid. This one I paid $2 for. It sold for $40, and that gave me $30.24, and that just took 2 weeks to go. So keep your eye out for the Rena. That's good stuff. Rena wear. Okay, there's a Christmas item that did make it there in time, which is great. This was the GE. It was called the Merry Midget Angel Topper. I picked her up for just $1. She sold for $11, giving me a profit of $7.67, and it just took 6 weeks for that one. Look, this is the Burberry coat that I got just a couple weeks ago. Got that girl listed, and let's see, I paid $30 for it. It sold for $200. I accepted an offer on it because I figured, why not? That gave me a profit of $142.18, and that just took 1 week to sell. I mean, it's Burberry. Pick it up. Okay, next one here. This is a pair of UGG shoes. And, okay, so I got these for $10 at that warehouse sale long ago. They sold for $80. I accepted an offer on it, and that gave me a profit of $58.30, and they took 9 months to sell. And here's just long and short of the saga on these. I shipped them out on Monday, And I saw that they had been picked up. And then within 2 hours, they were noted as delivered. And then I immediately got a message from the man who purchased them. And they were actually just going to Denver. So that's real nice and easy. Should be overnight. But he was really upset. We'll just say that. I don't want to go into all the details because he said some really not nice things. But he was threatening to cancel the payment with his credit card, get eBay involved, report me to anyone that he could. But I'm like, this is obviously a mistake. I'm not sure quite what happened, but it was scanned that it was delivered to a parcel locker right here in my town. And that's just weird. And by the time we were having our messages, it was after hours, so I can't contact anybody at USPS. So I asked him to please be patient, hang tight. We'll check on it tomorrow. And then I woke up to him. He did report me, and he's opened a case that can't be closed until tomorrow, which is annoying, especially when I got all this going on too. I'm like, ooh, I already got a pain in my back. Long story short, I talked to our carrier. She said, yes, she had scanned it incorrectly, but then she corrected the scan with another one after that. But we couldn't prove it, and it would still said delivered. The customer's still angry. She went so above and beyond. She went back to the headquarters. She got me a printout of all of the scans after that because they weren't showing on the public scanning. And she had her supervisor call a guy and apologize to him. So then anyway, the guy did get him on Tuesday at 2 p.m. And at about 4, he lets me know, yeah, I got him. I'm like, okay, thanks. He did leave me positive feedback. He thanked me for my work with the Postal Service. But as of right now, the case is still open and I can't change anything on it. He says he can't figure out how to change anything on it. And I don't want a case. So I'm going to update you next time on what happens with that. Hopefully the case will be closed and any bad marks against me will be excused because that was just... He got kind of hysterical for no reason there, and I don't like that. So anyway, the UGG boots, bought them for $10. They sold for $80, giving me a profit of $58.30, and they took 9 months to sell. And I think I just told you that twice. So let's move on. This is my last toaster, vintage toaster I have on hand. It's the Vintage Sunbeam T20. Lowers the toast for you, and it brings it back up for you automatically. It's a radiant heat situation. Really cool. Picked this up for $9.10. It sold for $140, giving me a profit of $119.97, and that took 18 months to sell. I love those. Okay, this next guy was really cute. The company is called Wonderful Life, and it was a little cityscape of Denver, and there's a little train that went around it, and it was a music box. I got it for $2.22. It sold for $40, giving me $31.28, and it just took 2 weeks to sell. Okay, here's my last cool vintage telephone too. This was a Bell System, black rotary dial, and I got it for $5. It sold for $40, giving me a profit of $27.97, and it took 6 months to go. Muscle relaxer. So sorry. Okay, here is this is an earth tones tile. I like those. Usually I pay $1 for them, and I paid up for this guy at $2.32. Sold for $18 even, gave me a profit of, it says right here in my notes that my profit was $2.24, but I think it was more than that. I bet you it was $12.24 on that one. So earth tones tiles, they're fine if you can get them cheap enough. So the next one here, this is a beautiful vintage Brioni for Giorgio suit. It was a women's suit, double-breasted wool. I actually got it for $3, but it needed to be dry cleaned. So I paid for it to get dry cleaned. So I'm in it for $23.42. It sold for $130, giving me $87.34. And that took 14 months for that one to sell. And it could be that because I had it at a higher price. Maybe I started too high and that's why it took so long. So, all right, here's a hero find. Okay. These are Miller Malt Liquor. They're little plastic wall hangings. Really neat. He paid $20 for these. They did sell for $80, giving me a profit of $58. No. I also have weird notes on this one too. I think it was $48. Okay. I am sorry, you guys. Bear with me. We paid $20. They sold for $80. We lost an additional $8 for the shipping because I didn't do it right when I listed it. So our profit was $42.30, and that took 8 months to sell. I'm more with it now, I think. This is a piping chanter kit. It was basically a kit to teach you how to play the bagpipes. In the red box there is the mouthpiece and fingerboard. And there was a cassette tape, a bunch of books, all the things you need to learn how to play those good old bagpipes. And that I paid $2.50 for. It sold for $25, giving me a profit of $17.68. And it just took 2 days for that to go. So that was good. All right, here's the good old, these are, the artist is called Peter Fagan. It just looks like a bunch of stuff here, but it is, they're tiny animal figurines, like really small. There's 26 of them. This was at a sale where I paid 83 cents for everything. So when we did the math, it turns out I paid $21.58 for the entire lot. It sold for $60, giving me a profit of $29.32, and it just took 4 months for that to sell. And yeah, I individually wrapped all of those little animals. That was fun. Okay, this one. Oh, I like this one. This was exciting. This was, again, just the same sale I got the Burberry coat. This was a pristine Type 3 trucker jacket from Levi's. And this thing looks like it had never been worn. It still felt very like crisp. That's why it says crisp on there. So I paid $25 for this jacket. And it sold for $254.99. Made my day. Let's see, my profit is $195.28, and it took 1 day to sell. Oh, that was exciting. It did have the little E, not the big E on the red tab, so you always do want to look for that. And then there's telltale things on the tag and the style that'll tell you when the jacket was made. This Type 3 was actually made between 1962 and mid-1980s is when these were, and they have no pockets on them. If you see one with pockets, that's going to be a little bit newer, so it's going to be late 80s into the 90s for that. Now you know. Okay, here is the great little little purse. We just had it in the death pile video. I was beaded, glass micro beads. I got this for $5. It sold for $30, giving me $20.20, and that just took 2 weeks to sell. It was really pretty. Okay, here is this is a C-3PO figure carrying case. It opens up and he talks. It was pretty neat, and it gave me some nostalgia. So I picked him up for $3. It sold for $25, giving me $16.92, and that just took 4 months to sell. And it was pretty big too, so shipping wasn't the funnest, but like I said, Jonathan did it all this week, so thanks, honey. All right, next, these are vintage grease pencils. And it's a box of 12, but it was missing one. So I purchased these for $3.83. They sold for $14, giving me a profit of $7.45. And those took 18 months to sell. So I don't think I'm going to pick up the grease pencils again. But I didn't lose money, so that's always good. All right, this one here, this is a crumb sweeper for the table. It was stamped metal, really pretty. Came with the brush. I got this for $1, and it sold for $22, giving me a profit of $17.23, and I had that one for 6 months. Oh, here's a vintage goodie. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had one of these in your life or if you've seen one, but I had never seen one before. I thought it was the cutest thing ever. The brand is Grant Crest. It was made in Japan, and it's a dancing mice cookie jar with a little handle. Cute. They also made these with cats and I want to say pigs too. But I haven't seen those before either. So I got this for $2.50. It sold for $20. Not great, but still it was cool to have it for a bit. The profit was $13.80, and that just took a month to sell. All right, now these are just tiny little covers for handles for the Guardian Serveware. You put them in the oven, make stuff in it. That's okay. So that's just the handles. I got them for $1, and they sold for $15, giving me $12.41. And it did take 20 months for those to sell. The Guardian Serveware was not the greatest to me. This came as part of the set that I got. I don't think I'll pick up Guardian Serveware again. Okay, next is Elena Solano. This was a cape knit. I got this for $2.10. It sold for $27, giving me $20.48, and that just took 4 months to sell. All right, now this one here. Oh, this was at an estate sale I went to with my brother, actually, a long time ago. Yeah, really a long time ago. This is a Neiman Marcus tote bag. I got it for $1. Excuse me. And that doesn't feel good on my back. I'm going to have you just hold on for just one second. I'm back. Coughing and sneezing are not the best right now with the back issue. So Neiman Marcus, I paid $1. It sold for $15. I took an offer on it because I had it for over a year, 14 months, and the profit was $12.15. Okay, next up here, this is a vintage Oscar de la Renta umbrella. There's like a promotional thing that you'd get when you bought perfume or something. And this one I paid $1 for. It sold for $24, giving me $19.06. And that one took a year and a half as well. So I had some long tail things go out this week, which is, it's nice to see them go when that happens and I don't have to pull it and donate it or what have you. Okay, this is an Outback Trading Company Frontier shirt. I paid $5. It sold for $20, giving me $11.30. And that was 8 months on that one. Okay, ooh, more wood slab art. This one was of a gorge scene. It was really pretty. And that one I paid $2.60. It sold for $27, giving me a profit of $19.59. And that just took 2 months for that guy. Okay, a case. This is a case filleting knife with a sheath. It's a nice set. I thought it would do better than it did, but I paid $5 for it. It sold for $22, giving me $12.84, and that took 2 weeks to sell. And this was actually sitting just forever in my pile, and I said, I'm going to list that darn thing, and I did. And I sold it, so that's good. Okay, do you remember this? It's an Eddie Bauer down-filled house coat or robe loungewear. This I paid $15 for, and it sold for $90, giving me $61.47, and it just took 2 days on that one. And this thing was perfect, so I priced it at the high end of what the comps looked like, and somebody jumped on it right away, so that was a good thing. And remember, if you see down-filled things, always look them up. We'll see if might be good, because down stuff usually, if it's all down fill, it's gonna be good. All right, now this little cabbie top I just picked up recently for $3.50. It sold for $20, giving me $13 in profit, and that just took 4 days to go, which I was surprised. Some cabbie flies right out, some cabbie you sit on for a while. Okay, now this is Mrs. Beasley. Let me know down below if you are familiar with Mrs. Beasley. She was the doll of the child on a show, I think it was called Family. And correct me if I'm wrong, please, because I can't think of it right now, but I think it was called Family. But she was real cute. She was missing her eyeglasses, and she was a little beat. So I paid $5 for her. She sold for $60, giving me a profit of $45.38, and that took 14 months to sell. And she talks, too. There was a string. I forget what she said, but I had included a video of her talking on there as well, and that's, of course, always helpful for a listing if you can do that. Okay, this beautiful dirndl. Gosh. This dirndl, the brand is called Sport Alm. It was made in Austria. So I had the blouse, the dress dirndl with the black part here on top, and then 2 silk aprons that were also made in Austria. So you'd have your choice on that. I paid just $4.19 for the whole getup. Sold for $95, giving me $77.15. And that just took 6 weeks to sell. Sorry, somebody's dinging me here. What's going on? Okay, the next one, this was a good surprise. I paid $2 for this little pewter figurine of this guy. The brand is called Superior Motion Superior Motion. And I was able to figure out what he was called and everything, so that was helpful. But I paid $2 for him. He sold for $35, giving me $27.55, and that just took 3 months. Okay, we're jumping over to Poshmark real quick. This is a pair of Echo golf shoes with the spikes, brand new. I paid up for these at $55, but they did sell for $122, so my profit was $47.60, and those just took 4 months. Okay, this next one here, we just have a couple left. This is an icebreaker jacket, really nice. I love the icebreaker stuff. And there's this really dark eggplant color. I really liked it, and if I could wear wool, I would, but that would set me on fire. So paid $5 for it. It sold for $50, giving me $37.39, and that took 5 months. Okay, next one here. Oh, this is a package of Fitz & Floyd ornaments, a 3-pack, and I paid $3.75 for them. They sold for $24, giving me a profit of $19.58, and gosh, I got those in September of 23, so it was that long ago, and they're going international, so hopefully they're not, I have to ship these after this. hope they're not expecting them by Christmas because it's an international sale and it will not get there. So that's all I have to say about that. All right, now last item, I made it. This is a Quacker Factory 2-piece set. You can see it's got a sequined cardigan over there. Pretty blue. This one I've had for 2 years. I was just about to pull it and redonate it. I paid just $1.97 for it. It sold for $20.25, so I made $15.51, and that's certainly better than donating it again, which I was about to do. So that's going to go out right now, too. That's it. That's all I have to say. I hope like if the main thing you learned from today's video is to not sit on the floor, twist and move things, whether you're pulling them, pushing them, lifting them. Don't do it. Don't do it. I am not sure if I can't go sourcing. I might over the weekend decide to do a death pile video. Let me know if you want to see that. I'm sure I can make it through that. Standing is actually better than sitting. So if my hero's up for it, maybe we will do that and I'll see you Monday. But if I don't, that's just the way it is. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great weekend and I hope you get out there and find some treasure.